Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to dive into something that is really close to my heart and I think is important for you as well, and that is understanding your why for marriage. Why do you want to get married? Whether you're single or in a relationship, knowing your why will completely change how you approach it. You wouldn't just be reacting to life and to love, you would be living with intention and with purpose. You will be wise and you would be prudent. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Pastor Grace. You can call me PG, and I make wonderful, beautiful content on all things womanhood, femininity, godly marriages, godly relationships, and all of that stuff. So, if this is something you're interested in, be sure to subscribe and join the beautiful community. So, like this video, and let's get into today's discussion. Diving into relationships without a clear purpose can lead to more confusion than clarity. So let's talk about how understanding your why can transform not just your love life, but your whole future. You've got to ask yourself, why do I want to get married? Put your name there. It's not about what is generally accepted or what you've known over the years as to why everybody else is getting married. No, it has to be something that has resonated with you. You've answered, you've understood it for yourself. Why do I want to get married? That's a question you've got to ask yourself and answer honestly. Like, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself, and you can write down your thoughts, your feelings, like write it down if you need to. It's essential to understand why you want to get married. And you don't have to know the answer to that question right away. It may take you a whole journey to understanding why for yourself. But trust me, it is worth figuring out why for yourself. Personally, me getting to know why it was I wanted to get married, it was a whole journey. When I first wanted to get married, it was in primary two. I was in primary two. And it was a situation where I didn't have friends. So I thought to myself, okay, if I get married, I'll have this one friend who will be stuck with me for life. Like, he will not have a choice because he has legally and spiritually, committed to being with me for forever. So this person will be my friend no matter what, you know. So that was why I wanted to get married. It was just because I didn't have friends. Like, for a long time, I was very competitive. Like, anybody I spoke to in school, it was because I was competing with them. They were like my arch nemesis. So I didn't have friends, and that was just why I wanted to get married. So that I will have a friend who will not have a choice but to be with me and to be my friend for forever. And believe it or not, I carried that reason up until maybe when I was still a young adult. I mean, I added a couple things to it, but that reason still stuck with me for several years. I just wanted a friend. But as I became a teenager, as I became a young adult, like progressing in life, I began to understand that I already had a friend for life. I already had a friend in the Holy Spirit, right? I had come to that point, I had come to that understanding where that could no longer be the reason I wanted to get married, because that role was already fulfilled. I had a friend for life, a friend who was never going to leave me, a friend who loved me with an everlasting love, a friend who not only is it his mission to be with me and to make a success out of me, he actually loves me and wants to be with me forever. He has no intention of leaving me. In fact, beyond that, me and him are one spirit. And that's our Lord Jesus, So over time, that stopped being my reason for wanting to get married. So your reason for wanting to get married, it may evolve over time, and like I said, you may not even know it right away as to why you want to get married, but it's important that you eventually get to know why, and it's something that it resonates with you. You know that, okay, this is it for me. So while your reasons may evolve over time and they may shift as you grow, ultimately, your reasons will shape the decisions that you make along the way. So it's such an important thing, to do for yourself. As ultimately, when the time comes, your why will determine the who. Who is going to fit into why you want to get married? Your purpose for marriage, who is going to fit into that purpose? Knowing your why is important for you. Here's why knowing your why matters. Understanding your why will help you clarify if you even want to get married at all and that you're actually wanting it for the right reasons. And doing this while you're single, right? That's figuring out your why. It will save you from a lot of bad experiences and from a lot of bad decisions. There'll be relationships that you just know not to bother getting into or moving forward with. There'll be decisions and choices that you just know not to make. There will be some that you will know that you've got to make this decision. You will have the courage to make that decision because you're backed by conviction. You know that, okay, this is what I want for my life, and this is what I certainly don't want. So you'll be able to make choices, you'll be able to make decisions for your life. So, like I said, for like the 1 millionth time, it's important to figure this out for yourself. And ideally, you should do it in prayer and with the Lord guiding you as you go along. Talk to the Lord about marriage and what it means for you. I know I've been saying you a lot, but that's the thing. That's one of the great benefits of being single. You're able to evaluate your life and make decisions for your life very holistically and independent of outside forces. This is why you can't spend the time that you're single passively. Every choice that you make in this time, whether consciously or unconsciously, is constantly framing your future and shaping the way that your life will go, including the significant, step of marriage. And marriage is going to be a big deal in your life. So it's not something that you should be passive about. So yes, be deliberate, be very deliberate about your life. Need I remind you that you alone are accountable for your life? And that leads me to another very important point, which is that availability does not mean acceptability. Just because a man shows his interest for you or declares his feelings for you does not mean that you have to accept every offer, even if he has declared heaven and earth feelings for you. Again, this is why you need to know why you want to get married and what it is that you actually want out of life. So when you're having these men approach you, you're able to make a choice. You don't have to fall for anyone and for anything. You become purposeful and prudent. There's some experiences and some relationships that you don't need to have. So just because this is the person that is available and he's talking a good talk, it doesn't mean you have to go with it. And it's not even about missing out. You're not going to miss out. If anything, you're going to be missing out on premium heartbreak and a sour experience. You'd be preserving your emotional well being. And even if feelings have developed, if this person does not align with your life's plan, God's purpose for your life, if they don't align with what it is that you have already established that you want out of life, it will be wise to just let this person go. Have some militancy about your life. And you must always remember that feelings are not enough reasons to get involved with someone. Feelings alone should not be the basis for a lifelong commitment. So that brings me to self awareness. Know yourself first. Know yourself and know what you want in a partner. Know what you want out of life. And sometimes these things take time to figure out. And that's fine. Allow yourself the time to get to know you. Allow yourself the time to figure yourself out and to establish a good understanding of who you are as a person. Self awareness is one of the best things you can do for yourself, especially while you're single. Give yourself the time to know yourself and don't rush into relationships. Trust me, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine without one. So come into your own as a woman, come into your own as a person. What do you want out of life? What do you want in a man? What kind of family do you want to have? What city do you want to live in? What career do you want to have? And be able to establish that for yourself. When you've just come into your own as a woman, you've come into your own as a person, you know what it is you like and what it is you don't like. You know who you are and you know who you are not. It takes time to establishing who you are. It takes time to getting to know yourself. And what you like now, maybe at 21, 22, it's going to change. You're going to keep evolving. You're going to keep growing. The various experiences you have in life are going to keep changing and they're going to take you on a journey. So you'll find that what your preference may have been at 21 might not be your preference at 25, might not be your preference at 28. So get to know yourself, get to understand who you are as a person. Give yourself that time to figure out who you are, independent of anybody else in the mix. And with all of these, invest in yourself. Cultivate your personality. Become knowledgeable. Know something about everything. Be skillful. Be prudent. Ever learning. Ever growing. Ever making progress. By growing as a person, you become someone of substance. A person who adds value to any relationship. Every bit of progress, every investment that you make in yourself not only elevates your life, but also increases your worth as a future partner. You become someone valuable. So, I hope today's discussion has inspired you to take a deeper look into your why for marriage. Why do I want to get married? You've got to answer that question for yourself. Now, this is just one of four very important questions that you need to answer for yourself before you get married. And I get into it in my one on one coaching sessions. So you can use the link below to book a session with me and let's get you started on your journey to preparing for marriage. Remember, being intentional about your life now is setting the stage for a fulfilled life that is full of purpose and love. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone else who might find it helpful. So share your thoughts in the comments. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next video.